Good night, everyone. I'm so happy to have you back. Welcome to tonight's Youth Forum, where we'll be discussing all about the National Police Youth Club. And our theme for tonight is from police club youth member to police inspector. Now we'll be discovering all about the success stories and the 2025 initiatives that they have going on for the club. And of course, I'm Clavina Brown, your host for the Youth Forum, and I am eager to hear about these stories tonight. Are you? Because let me tell you, it's going to be really inspiring. Now, before I get into to it all, I want to give a special acknowledgement to our collaborating Youth Forum partner. We have Young's The People's Pharmacy. So always remember that in mind. Now, if you ever want to venture into the career path of being a police officer and you have no clue, or you've heard about the club and you want to learn more, you're in the right place. So stay tuned with us. Now, before I start, oh, I see already there's a comment. The chat is active. Good night, watching from the Longville Police Youth. Okay, they're in the chat, Longville. Nice. So now I want to ask you guys a question. Now, what if you had one decision? You took one decision and it could shape your entire future. Now, join us as we uncover how the Police Youth Club movement is creating real opportunities for young leaders to rise, serve, and succeed. Now, to start off our conversation, we have segment one. We will be talking about inspiring journeys. Now, from the Police Youth Club to leadership, we have no other than Inspector Kerida Wallace, who was a former Police Youth Club member and is now the Inspector of the Police. Good night, Lady Wallace.
Good night, everyone. Good night. I am Inspector Maylor Wallace, the sub-officer in charge of the Lioneltown Police Station.
Awesome. We're happy to have you here. I see someone watching from Florida. So shout out to you. Now, I'd love to go ahead and get into the discussion. Now, you have quite an inspiring story, Inspector Wallace. So can you share highlights of your journey from a police youth club member to an inspector of police? Now, what are some lessons that you learned that shaped your path towards, your journey?
Okay, before I became a police youth clubite, after leaving high school, I didn't know what I really wanted to do. I started evening classes in mathematics. I stopped. I bought my suitcase, wanted to go to England to stay with my brothers to try life. And after buying the suitcase, my mother was like, "Oh, where you think you go?" And I was like, she had to wait until I buy the suitcase. That changed my mind. But then
Yeah.
then Sergeant Aaron, Clifford Aaron, and Detective Corporal Paul Bernard came to Racetrack to form a police youth club, that gave me a sense of direction. You know, when I went to the youth club meeting, this is something I wanted to be a part of. So
Yes.
the first thing that happened, I was appointed the disciplinary leader. And I was like, really?
Wow, straight
Me?
off the bat like that?
Yes. And then the following year, it was election year, and they wanted me to be the secretary. I was like, I cannot win this election because the person who was the secretary before, she has the experience, the
Yeah.
knowledge, she takes good notes and all of that. I was like, no, sir, I can't win this. And everybody have their team. And persons were there supporting me and say, yes, you can win, you can win. And I was like, okay, I'll give it a try. To my surprise, I was the secretary.
Wow.
So that was like a starting point for me. And I find now in my career
Yeah.
that taking notes, because after joining, I went to the community relations office where the youth that monitors the youth club. And I was able to take copious notes, and I know that was coming from the police youth club.
Yeah, that they impacted you and how you view things. I think that was really nice because what really stood out to me was the fact that they were able to see something in you that you didn't quite see within yourself as yet, and that continued to push you, along your path for you to be where you are today. That's really lovely. So
Right.
go ahead.
Also impacting the partnership, the relationship you have with the police. I remember when I was going to do the exam in Mandeville, some officers knew about it, and Ruth Watson, she's a former DSP now, she knew about it, and I spent 2 days braiding my hair. And she
Mm.
saw me the day before, and she was like, "Oh, when are you going to do the exam?" I said, "Tomorrow." She said, "What? If I were like you, I'd go and pull out those braids because you cannot do the exams with those braids
Oh, in
in."
grades. Mm.
So I had to go and pull it out, you know. So if it was not for Miss Watson, I would have been turned back. So that relationship that the police is able to guide you, I like that, right? So I
Yes.
encourage youths to be on board. So good start.
Yeah, and it sounds definitely like a good start. And I like that type of community type of relationship. It's not just about passing the exam and going, and they actually care about you, from what it sounds like to me, which is really great. Now, along this journey, and while you got that support around you, personally speaking, what were some challenges that you faced as a young leader as you continued to, step up the ladder? How did the police youth club equip you to overcome those said challenges?
All right. So with everything in life, there are challenges. So I
Yes,
remember when I became the secretary, the past secretary had her support team and I had my support team. So like everybody will never support you in life. Just
that's
remember
true.
that. So it was with the clubbites, my family, the community, and the police that supported me, that gave me that drive to continue. And I actually served as the secretary until I became a police officer. So I went straight from the police youth club into the JCF.
Oh, that's from what they call from heights to heights, glory to glory to
Right. So
glory. Yeah,
everyone needs support. I always tell people that. And people see me going to funerals like, "You love funeral, you need support." And that is the lowest point in your life, when you have your loved ones die and you need support. I often tell my team, life is like a partner draw. You don't know when it's your turn, so you need to support people. So support is very central.
yeah, I like that. I think I probably need to put that on a T-shirt. If it's like a partner joy, yeah, I like that one. I'm gonna keep that one for my for myself. Um, but wow, lovely. Yeah, support is definitely needed. Community. I mean, that's the essence of SRC here. Community and fostering relationships. And I love that I'm seeing that coming out. In your experience at the PYC. I see someone in the chat, Ray, commented that is so true. Yeah. So going off of that now, what advice would you actually give for young people aspiring to serve in leadership or law enforcement?
Start with the police youth club, the foundation. Use the police youth club as the base, and you will be fine. All right. So when you're a clubite, you might want to become a police or any leadership position you might want to hold. You must have discipline. Nobody is perfect, but at least discipline is essential. Your deportment, first impression lasts. So those things are crucial. You must have a willingness to serve. Willingness to serve at home, at school, right? I remember going to school. I was a prefect and I used to sell in the canteen. I whatever takes to make the thing going, that's
Yeah,
me. Even at work now, if my staff is going out there on foot patrol, I am not afraid to go
to
lead
join
by
them.
example,
Yeah,
and that motivates them. You understand?
of
And while
course.
I was in the youth club, I got so much exposure. I knew the 14 parishes before I became a police officer, because we went on workshops in different parishes,
Yes.
um, interclubbing. We went to sports day. We went to different activities. So I actually could carry around the world at that time, around Jamaica, because I had that exposure. And also networking was essential because I formed partnerships during that time.
Yeah, no, what it sounds like to me is there are many great benefits of joining the youth club. You learned a lot from your you go into different parishes and seeing what it's like and building your own network as a young person and all. That sounds really good. Like I would go ahead with that. And someone commented, Mona Lisa Anderson, she said, so true. I strongly agree with you, Miss Wallace. Yes, it's true.
And there are many success stories from the youth club, but I'll just speak about the success that are in the police force. So I can speak to one Inspector Tanisha Johnson. She is the principal for the cadet academy that's over there in Twickenham Park. Inspector Nikisha Williams. She's the sub officer in charge of the Maven police station. I can also speak of Detective Sergeant Tamika Thomas, who is also my schoolmate. We were prefects together. She was on the executive of the Police Federation. She's from the New Longsville Police Youth Club over there in the country. Police Youth Club helps you to be resilient. You understand? It helps you to be
Yeah.
strong, courageous, brave. Like it gives you that mental strength and that physical support that you need. Everybody needs support. Everybody.
Yeah, I heard not one, not two, not three, but I think like even I think more than like four success stories coming out of the youth club, which is just simply amazing. It's not just you; it's a community of other success stories. Someone commented in chat that Hanover is in the house. Yes, so leading on to my final question for you right now, Lady Wallace. Now, how has your experience influenced how you mentor and guide young people today?
All right. So getting involved. And as I spoke about, even whilst I was a child, I love washing the dishes. So I was like the willing child. And at school, I mentioned selling in the canteen. At
Yes.
church, I do my part as well. And when you're involved, you will not get left behind. Trust me. You will always be remembered. So as a clubite, I was very involved. I was even on choir. I know I find that I go on the choir sometimes at work too. If it's a skit, when I was a youth clubite, I would go and be a part of it. So I was never left out. You understand? Or some people will say enough, but it's not about being enough. It's about being supportive and being involved. You understand? Um, I encourage young people to set goals, and work towards achieving those goals. Also, get a good education.
Yes. Please.
And the police youth club allows you to further your education. Because I remember when I was going to high school, um, after leaving high school, I saw my sister doing sixth form with that Ireland bus big book. I was like, I would never go to university. And the police youth club helped me to go to university, and I was still working, and then I get back 70% of my tuition fee. What better job to do than the police? I don't regret it one bit. Also, I encourage young people to get a support system. Support system is very
Very
important.
important.
And
Yes.
not everybody though will find it in their families, in their communities. But let me tell you something, the police is always here to provide that support that you need. Always. The police is never your enemy. And I had an experience last week, and all four of us in the vehicle were shocked at work. We were passing in a community, and we saw an elderly lady sitting at a gate, and two small children were calling to us, "Officer," you know. And we were like so elated to call to them. And then the elderly lady, I think probably she's a great grandmother or something to the children, she was cursing out the children, and we were like, what? And so we don't like when people tell children, police are gonna lock you up. No, don't let us be the enemies. We're never the enemies. Seek a friend in the police before you need a friend. You're always going to want a recommendation. And even if I don't know you as John Brown, if it is that you're a close associate with the police, then they can refer you and I can write a recommendation. But if I don't know you, I am not going to put pen to paper. So you can always seek a friend before you need a friend. The Police Youth Club provide opportunities, educational opportunities, job opportunities through the Police Youth Club. The other day, someone came to my home. I've never seen this young lady before. And she's like, I need a job. And the next day, I got a job because of the Police Youth Club for her. So it
Wow.
provides great opportunities. And if I could do it all over again, it would be Police Youth Club, then Police Force.
Wow. I don't even know how else to add to that. That was just lovely. I'm sorry. We got a comment here in the chat from Nikisha Williams who said, "Thank you, PSP Paul Bernard, for leading a police youth club that produced so many productive persons and nation builders." One moment, please. Go ahead and hydrate. The time is hot. All right, lovely. So, thank you so much for those comments. It was lovely speaking to you. We'll have you back into the conversation. But for now, thank you, Lady Wallace. I now would love to invite, we have Kerida Ellis, who is the Mapen Police Youth Club president. Hello, Miss Ellis. How are you? Your mic is muted. We want to hear you.
Hello, I'm fine.
Good night. Okay, so your segment now, we'll be discussing the police youth club success and community impact. We want to hear all about how the youth club has been impacting the young people, the different successes, the highlights, all of those stuff. We want to hear more about it. So the first question I'd love to ask you now is the Maypen Police Youth Club is one of the most active clubs in Clarendon. Now, what exactly makes it so impactful?
All right. Mapen PYC. It's not just Mapen, it's branches from areas within Clarendon. So we don't just have persons living in Mapen coming to Mapen PYC. So that's one of the greatest advantage that we have because we don't just surround by one set of persons. Now, impacting others, impacting the youths, we go out, we pull them. We did a recruitment drive the other day to tell them more about Police Youth Club. Because when you hear Police Youth Club, you think of police. You're saying, all right, I'm going to see the police officers. And they treat us so on the road. And when we come to the station, it might be the same. Not knowing that when you come to Mapen PYC, it's laughter, it's love, it's a family. We bond as a family. So if you come tonight and we don't know you tonight, before you leave the meeting, everybody knows you. So everybody knows you. So we don't let you come to Mapen PYC and leave without feeling the love that we have there. Once you enter through the conference door, right there, you're greeted with a smile, you're greeted with laughter, you're greeted with love. So impacting the youth in Mapen PYC and those who would love to join Mapen PYC, it's a wide variety of things that you're coming to join and enjoy.
Yes, a recurring theme that I hear going on here is this idea of family, togetherness, lovingness, and that sounds really good to me. If you don't have a community already, I think they are, of course, open arms, ready to accept you. We have a comment here from the chat. Lionel Town Police love you all, from Vivia Brian. Now, thank you so much for sharing that, Miss Ellis. Now, can you share some success stories of PYC members who have gone on to achieve great things?
Success stories. We have a lot of success stories within Maven, PYC, and PYCs across. I would say myself is one of the success story.
Mhm.
When I started Police Youth Club, I was a shy girl. I didn't like talking. And as Mrs. Wallace said, she started off as a secretary. So I started also as the secretary for the Maypen Police Youth Club. I went on, went out, had to give public speech, and growing up, I never liked public speech. I was a girl who'd be locked up in my room or outside doing something different from talking to people because it just scared me a little. Now I'm a teacher, so what I've gained in PYC, I'm now putting out there for my students to know that teacher is not so simple. Teacher is here to teach, to let you enjoy. Teacher is here to let you fall in love with learning. So learning in PYC for me, coming up from the years I've been a part of PYC, as Mrs. Wallace also mentioned, talking with the police officers, being exposed to places, as she said she could tour the 14
Yes.
parishes with the world. I can do that too because PYC has brought me to many places in Jamaica, places that I have never been to. So, other success stories within Police Youth Club, we have Mr. Odain Lewis. He's well known in Clarendon for the self-made mixologist. We have Miss Kerone Miller. She was one of Clarendon's most influential a few years ago. We have many members who have joined the police force from the police youth club. They have went on also to own their own security firms, and I can go on and on. And we have our biggest inspiration, Mrs. Wallace online as well. So we have a lot of success stories coming out of police youth clubs.
Yes, and that actually just sounds so amazing because one of the things that I want to highlight is how you transformed. Like listening to what you just said, you were shy, you never like to talk, you don't normally hide away yourself, and look at you now here, even presenting, teaching at that. So it's just a lot of development that I see that takes place when you join the club. You just see yourself transform from start to finish, and that sounds amazing. Like um, that's good. Growth is always good. And I want to just go ahead and highlight, acknowledge really quickly. We have the Clarendon Parish Youth Council President Temario Daniels, and he left a comment. He said, "Is a great look, Kerida. The Clarendon Police Youth Club is so proud of you. So, so proud. I am proud. And I am just meeting you, but the way how it all sounds, I am definitely proud as well. Now, I'd love to go ahead and ask now, how does the Police Youth Club help young people also further develop their life skills now and discipline and their sense of purpose?
All right, that question now I'm going to be using myself. As I've said before, public speaking, never something I liked. That's one of the influence that Police Youth Club has done for me, and I know it will for others and others that have gone forward. Youths that are willing to join Maypen Youth Club and other clubs, when you come, you will have adventures on almost everything. We have it there. Impacting you now, we have things in place. For instance, we want to in place put places like classes for you to come in, evening classes where we'll help you with homework and stuff. We have sessions where we would get persons in to come in and explain how you write a resume, and there are different professions that they have done. You will be exposed to understanding police overall because we are out there, we're seeing them doing their work and we're saying that's why I'm not like police and this and that. You would now understand what the police does and why they do it. Not everything, but you would get an understanding of what comes with a police. Coming there, you will meet new people, you will go places, even school, as Mrs. Wallace has mentioned, you'll be able to go classes. There are things that MAPEN Police Youth Club and other police youth clubs put in place for youth when you come on board. So don't be afraid to join. We're there for you.
Yeah, and what I found really interesting about what you said is even the part about the homework. Yeah, that part really sounds good to me because when I was in school, homework was always something that's like, oh my gosh, I really have to do this. But the fact that you guys have an arm or a program within the club that helps you with your homework, I think that's a win-win situation. And I would definitely, if I was still in school, I definitely find myself over at the police youth club. And we have, of course, the chat is very active. I'd love to highlight we have here official underscore preps on Instagram says, and many more to come. And Haldwin1234 said, so true. Now, moving right along, what are some of the biggest challenges you would say that youths are facing today, and how does the Police Youth Club help to address those challenges?
Challenges that youths face. Peer pressure. That's one of the biggest one we all face growing up, and it's still in schools and outside. It's still there for youths to go through. How we will deal with peer pressure is sit down, have a little conversation with you, let you understand that if you see a friend doing a thing, you don't need to follow him or her. You can be your own leader starting from high school, starting from primary school, whichever age, you can be your own leader. So that's one thing I know that affects kids. Not like in the police, not like in the police any at all, to see them there, see them doing their work. You come into the station and you're saying, I'm going to face police. Maybe they're even thinking that it's a police hosting the meeting. That's the saying, it's a police youth club, so police are run off the thing and whatever they would say out there. So it's not a police, it's members just like you and I that will be there. So when you come, you won't just see a police and you see a police stand up in front of you talking all day. It will be regular citizens like you and I. Another issue, when we tell a friend, oh, I'm gonna join the police youth club, we're listening to him. Why are you gonna join it? Why do you want to join police youth club? It's joining police youth club for exposure. You're not just going to join it and sit down every day. Every day you come, is it that we sit down under a tree or we sit down in the conference room? No. There are things implemented for us to go out and just sit with you, talk with you, and let you understand that we all were youth growing up, so we understand what you're going through. So when you think about joining the police youth club, don't be afraid. The key word in that is police. Don't be afraid of the police. We are not we're not just going to come in and say, see what officer there, him a go run off the show. Sorry for my language.
No, that's okay.
We are here for you. The police are here. They love you as you are. So when you come in, you talk with them, you'll have an understanding.
Wow, thank you so much for sharing that because I'm pretty sure maybe somebody, at least one viewer, probably thought, when they went there, it would have been really intimidating. There's a lot of policies there, but you cleared it up really well to say it's nothing like that. It's normal people like me and you, and they're there, and it's just a community. And I love the fact that you highlighted that you're not just sitting inside all the time. You guys are very dynamic. You go outside, you go here, you go there, you're outside interacting and having fun together and building yourself as a person. Now, once again, someone in the chat commented. The chat is very active. Keep it going. We love hearing you guys' comment. We have Chens underscore clubhouse underscore restaurant says, go Miss Ellis, one Maypen. That one was for you, Miss Ellis. Mona Lisa Anderson said, wow, I received my nursing certificate through PYC. Here you go, guys. Another success story straight from the chat itself, helping people all throughout getting different parts of their journey together. Thank you so much, Lady Ellis. Now, I'd love to welcome in Ricardo Fairman. He is the National Police Youth Club Movement President. How are you, Mr. Fairman?
I'm very well, thank you, Miss Brown. And how are you? It's good to see you once again.
You beat me to it. I was just about to say that I am happy I'm in good spirits. It's awesome to have you back here. You are no stranger to the platform, and we welcome you all the time, of course, Mr. Fairman.
My pleasure.
So your segment now, we want to discuss about the 2025 initiatives and the opportunities that are there and waiting for young people to just grab on. Now, the first question I'd love to ask for you are, what are some of the major initiatives, right, that the National Police Youth Club movement is rolling out in 2025, and how will these initiatives provide new opportunities for the youth involvement and them wanting to be a part of leadership?
Thank you so much for that question, Ms. Brown. So some of the initiatives that the PYC movement have for this year is first our um, inaugural award ceremony. It's the first since 70 years the Police Youth Club is having uh, an award ceremony of this magnitude. Or members from various divisions and areas will be awarded in various categories. We at a national level have seen where our members have been working tirelessly over the year to build the movement. For 70 years, that is a big deal. And
That's a big
we
deal.
it is a big deal.
70? Whoa.
And we realize that um, or members, yes, they have been given awards at a local level or at a area level, or maybe through a competitive activity. However, we have decided that we want them to shine by being awarded in various categories. We also have our Police Youth Club week of activity, and that will be in June. Throughout
June.
that week of activity, we will kickstart with our church service, our annual church service. We will also have different forums where our youths our PYC members can come and listen to different speakers speaks on various topics that are very beneficial to not just our young people, but to everybody. We also, within that PYC week of activities, we have our visit, and that visit will be in the form of a children's home. So you see that the PYC movement realized that we yes, we do have our day-to-day activities, our weekly club activities, but we think that having a week throughout the year that is specifically geared towards Police Youth Club is something that the movement needs. For 70 years, I think, and I would
Of
say again,
course,
it's a big deal.
a big deal.
Yes, I want to touch on also our annual Police Youth Club summer camp. No, at that summer camp, our members, it is a residential camp where our clubites will go to a particular location. And this year we will be going back to the Petersfield High School in Westmoreland. And they will be benefiting from various activities, whether it be physical, emotional, or even mental activities. And I must touch on our partnership for that particular initiative with Heart NSTA Trust, where members will benefit from various skill areas. I see earlier where one of our clubbites would have seen she would have gotten a
A
nursing
certificate.
certificate.
Yes.
I'm not sure if it is from camp, but those are some of the different skills area that we offer while on camp. Just to touch on a few. Also, our next major initiative is our PYC um, Athletics Championship, where our clubites from various divisions and areas will compete against each other to bring home the championship or bring home the trophy rather, to their respective um, areas or divisions. At the end of the competition, it is still one police youth club. So
Yes.
whether you win, lose, or draw, it is still the police youth club movement. And final on the list is our PYC quiz. And again, our members have the opportunity to compete from a local level, which is their division, from an area level, and then they will participate in a national final um, competition where members will have the opportunity to team up from various areas against each other.
Okay,
Yes.
now, oh, go ahead if you're not finished. Go
I'm
ahead.
finished. Thanks.
Okay, before I go any further, I just want to say that official underscore preps on Instagram says that camp is the best for me.
Definitely. I
Yeah, I just
agree.
want to let you know that that was said,
Yeah.
and this official preps also said that I got my tiling certificate while at camp.
Whoop, whoop.
So it sounds
Yeah.
like a lot of things going on at
Yes,
camp.
yes, definitely.
So I'm anticipating that the camp, if you weren't thinking of going before, yeah, I think it should be on your to-do list for 2025.
I
Um,
agree.
of course, and you also mentioned a week of activities. I heard you mention an award ceremony. So it sounds like 2025 already has an amazing lineup coming from the movement. So that sounds awesome.
Yes.
Now, you're gonna say something, Mr.
No,
Fairman?
no, man, I'm just agreeing.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And going along those lines of new things and different developments along across the movement. Now, are there any new partnerships or programs aimed at expanding the reach and impact of the police youth clubs?
Well, definitely, there are a lot of new programs that are geared towards expanding the Police Youth Club movement. But for on this platform, I will not be sharing those plans. I will allow the new executive that will be coming in very soon to share those plans. And I just want to use the opportunity to say a big thank you to all the Police Youth Club members right across the country for your support. My tenure as the president has come to an end. My PYC life hasn't ended. However, as your national president, it is time for me to say, step aside and allow younger and brighter minds to take over this wonderful movement. And as I said, I will allow the new executive that will be coming in very soon to share all of those new initiatives that would have been on the table for future.
Okay, well, thank you so much for that and expressing, that to us. We're so happy to have you here for, I guess this would be your final sign off. Um,
Yes.
but thank you so much. That was such a noble, respectable thing of you. So we look forward to possibly even having that new member on to express those different things because I'm sure people are looking forward to the programs that are aimed at expanding, the reach. Now, going along something else then, how can communities, businesses, and individuals further support the growth and success of the Police Youth Club movement? What can they do?
Definitely. So what you can do is you can partner with your local clubs. I am sure. Well, there are active clubs within every divisions right across the country. So what you can do is you can partner with these clubs, and assist them with expanding their initiatives. Put Partner with them with their programs, and there you will be able to expand not just the PYC movement, but you're expanding your business because when you partner, it shows it actually has a good look on your business, and to be partnering with an organization such as this, it is a good look. Um, Another thing that the businesses and the community members can do from the PYC, these members who will be certified in the various skills area, it is an opportunity for you to employ them. So when they leave camp, you can partner at a national level and say, hey, we need some of your members to come and work within our organizations. So we want to expand the wings of our PYC members.
Yeah. We have a comment here in the chat. Ford Wigan, I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name, but Mr. Fairman, our national president from Hanover, you go, sir. We got you.
Thank you,
It's a lot
sir.
of love. It's a lot of support. A
I
bittersweet
appreciate it.
moment, but
I appreciate it. Yes.
yes, thank you so much for that and just sharing about the different initiatives and opportunities that you could share. I now would love to invite everyone back into the conversation now to do our, a discussion. So thank you for joining us back again, Lady Ellis, of course, Inspector Kerida Mailer Wallace. We're back here. So now for the discussion, I'd love to ask, for the young people that are watching, maybe for someone who just logged on, or even for someone who's been here from the start, why should they join a police youth club and how can they get involved? You know?
All right. Should I go? All right. So you have heard the stories from Inspector Wallace. You have also heard it from President Ellis. Um, Based on what they would have said in their presentation, you don't need anything else but to join the police youth club, right? You would have seen where Inspector Wallace would have shared her stories being the secretary for her club, and now she's an inspector of police. How can you join the police youth club? Visit any of the police station within your respective divisions, within your respective parishes, within your respective areas, and ask about the police youth club. You can also visit our website. You can also visit our social media sites, npycc.ja. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram. You can shoot us a message, and once you've done that, you will get a response from one of our media personnel. Or you can also go onto the JCF website, and you can send a message through that platform, and someone will also assist you with how you can join the police youth club. And last but not least, I can share my contact details publicly. You can reach out to us, or you can reach out to me, and I can give you some additional advice as to how you can join the police youth club.
Okay, that was awesome. Now, if you weren't convinced before, which I think that's highly unlikely, um, there's multiple reasons why you should go ahead and join. And we have Kade here in the chat. She says Maypen Police Youth Clubs produces a lot of teachers. Yeah, U.S. Navy member springs from Maypen Police Youth. Oh, she said us Navy member springs from Maypen Police Youth Club. Yes, thank you so much for the comments. Keep it coming, guys. We love to hear from you. And our family over on Instagram, we want to continue hearing from you as well. Now, keeping the discussion flowing, now for parents, educators, and community leaders, now how can they support and encourage youth participation in the police youth clubs?
All right. How can they support?
Yes.
Visit a police station, as Mr. Fairman said, find out how you can support, what you can do towards even our sports day activities that we have put in place for Maypen, Chapeltown, wherever in Jamaica you are. Feel free to visit, as Mr. Fairman gave out the Nationals website. Reach out to them. Say, I would like to support the cause. As a parent, reach out to any police officer, even if you see one on the bike. You just stop and say, sir, can you give me some information on where I can go and who I can talk to find out more about Police Youth Club? When I was doing the recruitment drive, I met a lot of parents who said that they have kids, but they are males, and to send them to the station, they had a lot of excuses to why they weren't sending their child or children out. But from we did the recruitment drive, we have gained a massive. When I say massive, I mean The conference room was filled with males, and I was so elated to see that my word was spread and the parents heard me and they pulled in their kids. They took the young men off the streets. As you know, school over, some of them would be lingering with friends. They were there. So just find a police officer, ask him, find a police station, and you will hear where to go, what to do, and who to talk to. If you're from Maypen, you see my face, I'm live, you can say, okay, I'm going to see that lady. If I see her in Maypen, I'll just stop her and ask her about the Maypen Police Youth Club.
Thank you. And I love how you broke it down for us a while ago. It's as simple as just stopping a police officer and saying, hey, I watch SRC's platform, or you don't have to say that, but I heard about the youth club and I want to join. Just tell me more about it. It's as simple as just stopping and finding out. Or if you don't happen to see anyone on the road, go to the police station. It's always open. Go there and see what exactly it's about, what information they can go ahead and tell you, and it's just that simple. Now, I'd love to go ahead and title up, but before I do that, official underscore peps said on Instagram that PYC is just a big family. You're getting a mommy, daddy, cousin, sister, everything in one. And they also went on to say that it's been one of my best best decisions. I love how the testimonials are just rolling out. I mean, if you never have a community before, there's one you can find at PYC. I'm positive of that. And in keeping in this, positive spirit that we have going on here, I'd love to join everyone back into the conversation. Now, what is one powerful piece of advice from each of you guys you could share on youth empowerment and leadership? Anyone is welcome to go first.
For me, what I would want to see is more youth clubs. And one of the things I love about Maypen PYC, it never goes dormant. Anybody else will go dormant, but Maypen PYC is always up, and commendations to Maypen. I definitely, I was in community safety for 13 years. So I worked with the youth club after joining the JCF. And in my police area now, I've been trying since over a year when I went to Lionel Town. I want to see more youth clubs. You're missing out on a lot. And I want to encourage your parents to send out the children, and not just send them out like when you send children to church and don't go to church. Go with them sometimes, motivate them, be that backbone they can, because they need guidance. The youth need guidance as well. So go out and be with them.
Powerful.
So
Anyone else? Go ahead.
Sure. One advice from me to our clubites is that, or our young people, is that whatever you desire, go for it. Sometimes it might seem challenging or it might seem hard, but you will never know until you try. And I like to share just a quick story. I never liked the police youth club. I never liked police, right? And a friend of mine invited me to be a part of the Sandy Bay, or to visit the Sandy Bay Police Youth Club. Might I say the Sandy Bay Police Youth Club is our first PYC to be formed in the country. And I visit that club that night and I sit at the back. And while they are doing their activities, the activity was so fun. I don't remember what they were doing the night, but it was so fun that I went back the following week. And like Inspector Wallace, the following year, they had an election. And I was asked to go for PRO. Now, for me, that was a shy guy. Don't want to do anything. They want me to go for PRO. And I went for PRO and I got to be the PRO. So I'm just saying to our young people and our clubites out there, go for it. Let your lights so shine that everyone will see the great things that you are all doing. I thank you.
All right, my advice?
Yes, go ahead.
yourself. Be yourself. Take next step towards a police officer, towards a police station, towards anybody you see that you once you enter that police station, go in there. I want to find out more about the police youth club. Just feel free to spread your wings. What if you can be the next national president? What if you can be the next inspector of wherever you live? Just take that next step and be yourself. Let your wings spread. Because what if I can be the next inspector in the next 2 years or so, Miss
No, no.
Wallace? You see? Take a step.
Take a step, take a leap of faith. We have a comment here from Mona Lisa Anderson. She said, Maypen Police Youth Club always has an open arm for anyone to come and join. Remember the motto, we are helping to build a better Jamaica. Yeah, and based on the comments, based on what I'm hearing, it's definitely a family, a community oriented type of club. And I think that's a great space for young people to go ahead and join and to be a part of. Now, really quickly, now, is there anyone in the chat, whether from our Instagram family or our YouTube family here, or even Facebook, who has a question? We have Adrian Fleming here who says, good advice from the team. We love to see the positive comments. Do we have any questions really quickly? We have Lee Ford Rigon who says, big up yourself, Miss Ellis. Kudos, shout out to you. Verily says, so proud of you, Inspector Mailer Wallace. It's just a flooding of love here. Once again, Regan said, interesting presentation, Inspector Wallace. Keep up the good work. I'm sure you have inspired others with your strength, commitment, and dedication. So a lot of love here going on in the comments. I mean, Chapiton PYC is where I started out. It's just as you said before, it's not just Maypen, it's different arms and branches that come together. It doesn't really matter where you are. The Police Youth Club is a place for you to join and to be a part of. Now, it's been, I think, a pleasure is an understatement to say. It's just been an amazing conversation here. We heard about how, first of all, how to join. I don't know if by any chance you're just dropping in to the forum. How to join, it's as simple as stopping a police officer here on the street, asking them, hey, I saw the club, I want to learn more about it, or go to your nearest police station to find out. They have a lot of different ways that you can be involved coming up. They have a wonderful week of activities. It's very dynamic. It's not just sitting inside a room. They go outside. They have different experiences for you to take part in. They have a camp that is coming up that everyone in the comments was excited about the camp. You have the opportunities to be able to develop skills and get even the certificates. We saw someone in the comments say that they got a nursing certificate from being a part of the camp. So it's a lot of great things happening with the PYC. So I want to go ahead and say thank you, of course. And we have another comment here on Instagram from Chems_Clubhouse_restaurant that says, leaving Kingston on a Monday to go meeting is always a vibe. It's always worth it. So people are traveling to go to PYC, and if that isn't enough encouragement for you, I don't know what is. So it seems to me that you guys have a very strong pull, and giving back is always so fulfilling. I think that's what another comment from James there on Instagram. But it's just been a lovely discussion, and of course we want to thank you, the National Police Youth Club, for coming out here and speaking with us. It's been a lovely conversation. Thank you also to our collaborating partner, Young's, the People's Pharmacy. And it wouldn't be a complete episode without our viewers who are very active tonight, whether you were joining in on Instagram or you're here on YouTube with us. It's just been lovely having you here. And we want your journey with the Police Youth Club to not end here tonight, but please go ahead and follow them on their platforms, engage with them and see the different things and upcoming events that they mentioned about. Just stay in contact with them, and you can also find us and review our posting schedule on Instagram to find out more about the different programs that we have here on Serenity Resource Connector. And of course, we have our upcoming blog post, which will recap all of tonight's information. So if you're just joining and get a piece, or the information is so good you want to watch it back again or read it back again, we have the blog post upcoming for you. And of course, tonight was just lovely. I am looking forward to seeing you guys next month on the next Youth Forum. Once again, I have been your host tonight, Clavina Brown. I want you guys to have a wonderful night and keep in mind our upcoming events, our next Youth Forum, which is next month. Once again, and we have the Community Safety and Security Live Forum, which is upcoming on Thursday. So here on SRC, we have a lot of different ways for you to connect, engage, and be involved in our community. It's been lovely having you here. You got the tools, you got the information here tonight. You have the opportunity to change. So my question to you tonight is, will you take it? Will you go ahead and take that step towards change? Have a great night, everyone. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you for joining.
The SRC Youth Empowerment Live Forum is brought to you on second Tuesdays at 8 p.m. in collaboration with our national youth groups. Visit our website at www.serenityresourceconnector.com and subscribe to receive our weekly blog post. Join us again on Thursday at 8 p.m. for our Community Safety and Security Live Forum in partnership with the JCF Area 3 Police.